The dramatic, artistic and literary rights organization, better known as DALRO, recently appointed its first female managing director in the organization's 44-year history. Now, the young and dynamic Nothando Migogo comes into the position with a promise to lead the organization into the digital age. Now, she joins us now to tell us more about her new position. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you very much.
What's your first task?
I think my first task is to really, looking at the environment that we're existing in at the moment, is to make sure that DALRO is able to adapt and is able to remain relevant in that environment. And that is really what the strategy is at the moment, yeah.
Would you say that's your priority right now?
Definitely the priority, to manage and to maintain the existing business areas, the core business, but to grow it and to grow it within the digital age.
What does DALRO do in a nutshell? I believe it's a subsidiary of SAMRO.
Yeah.
But what does the organization do?
We're copyright, well, the entire SAMRO group really is an copyright asset management group of organizations. We're a copyright licensing agency focusing on dramatic, artistic and literary works, just as the name suggests. So we essentially license the use or the reproduction of dramatic works, artistic works for visual arts, for example, and literary works on behalf of rights holders, and maintain the relationship between the rights holder and the licensee.
You know, how in practical terms does DALRO rather make itself relevant in a digital age?
Right. Well, I mean, currently the traditional forms of reproduction in the literary aspect of our business have been mechanical. So we're looking at photocopying, making sure that people license and that license correctly and photocopy with, having licensed. But now with the internet, licensees, users are finding other ways of accessing content. So it's no longer about photocopying. So we need to make sure that we are providing a service to our rights holders that is relevant, and we're able to license and contract and in that environment.
What's your response to the view that sometimes heard that rights ownership is in conflict with the African communal nature?
Yeah, intellectual property in itself is very different to what would be described as the communal nature of African rights or type of intellectual property. It's more individualistic. African, whether it's trade, what would traditionally be trademarks or any type of copyright, is communal. There's no one originator. It belongs to the community. So, and there's a legislative process that's also going on, the Intellectual Property Amendment Law Bill, and trying to marry the two concepts. They're very two different concepts, from the core. So it is a definite issue that needs to be overcome, and I think everyone is working from the private sphere, us, and also from government. We're trying to find a solution. It's not a problem that's unique to South Africa either. Communities in Australia, communities in North America are finding that they have to deal with that.
We have Nandi Pamtambo later on the program,
okay.
The artist, and somebody like the creator of Che Guevara, for instance.
Right.
What would you say to some? Why would it be beneficial for them to be part of DALRO?
Well, the service that we provide to an artist, in that position, is that they would come and give us a mandate to license the reproduction of their work. So whether it's in books, calendars, people use artworks in different ways. And we're able to manage that process for them because, whilst they're doing what they're doing, this is what DALRO is mandated to do. You go and be creative. We'll make sure if there's a publisher that wants to use your artwork on the cover, we'll do the licensing for you, we'll collect the royalties for you and pay them over to you. So, and it also, I think, just formalizing and putting their work in a formal system. So should anyone want to find out more about their works, the first port of call would be an organization like DALRO, and there are organizations like us all over the world, and it's a network of organizations. And if your work is registered with us, it makes the process easier.
Your previous position, how does it complement the new position that you hold now?
Well, my immediate previous position was within DALRO. Mm-hmm. I've got a legal background, and there I was working in legal and corporate affairs, so that was a natural progression. But before that, I was in the publishing industry, and that gave me a practical sort of view of what I'm doing now. So now I'm copyright administration, but working for authors and publishers.
As a woman and a mother of two, what are the challenges you face in your job?
Time management. I think a lot of women, struggle with that. But it's just about, managing your time, prioritizing well, and yeah, just being the best you can be all the time.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Congratulations again. Nothando Migogo is the newly appointed Managing Director of DALRO, or known as the Dramatic, Artistic and Literary Rights Organization. Valen Kirtley is back after the break with sports news. Stay with us.